Good morning, Lion, Lioness, Leos, and guests. I am past District Governor Lion Jack Patton from District 11A2. Welcome to the 2021 Michigan Lions Forum. I'm here today to introduce our speaker, immediate past District Governor Michael Scott. Past District Governor Lion Scott is a member of the Dexter Lions Club in District B1. He is currently the GLT coordinator for the multiple District 11 and serves as a committee member for the IT committee. Past District Governor Scott is here to elevate our skills in using the Zoom program. This program has become a valuable tool for Lions clubs in these unusual times. It is my privilege to introduce immediate past District Governor Michael.
Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. Glad to be with you today. We're going to spend about the next 20 minutes talking about a technology tool that we've become very familiar with. From Jack Creek. Called household topic the last few years. Sorry, there was some unmuted folks on here, which we'll be discussing later. During our time together, I'd like to focus on the following objectives: introducing you to the Zoom platform, which is what we're on here right now, how to join, host a Zoom event, and highlight Zoom etiquette. All right, let's dive in and make the most of our time together. It's impossible to ignore the way COVID-19 has impacted our daily lives. All around the world, people are practicing social distancing to prevent the spread of the virus. This is a unique challenge too, as most people want to be surrounded by their loved ones during tough times. The quarantine can quickly turn into an incredibly lonely experience for those unable to keep in touch with their support systems. One solution to this challenge is video conferencing technology. Video conferencing offers a great way to keep in touch while maintaining a safe distance. Can feel much more personal than a phone call. And with the right platform, it also can feel like participants are in a video call right in the same room. There are many video conferencing options, including Skype, Google Hangouts, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, and Microsoft Teams. Perhaps the most famous is Zoom. Many Zoomers choose the service because it's relatively simple. Click a link and you're soon connecting with others. You may never have ever heard of Zoom or perhaps video conferencing prior to COVID, but then everything's changed. If you're unsure about Zoom, we're here to help. The pandemic has fueled a Zoom boom, as I call it, but for many, using this technology is a bit intimidating. Zoom is now a thing for pretty much everyone, including Zooming for family check-ins. I personally had check-ins for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, club meetings, happy hours, which they always advertise on the internet, on Facebook, if you're on there, fitness classes, weddings, and religious ceremonies. For many, Zoom has made doing business during the pandemic possible. What once required in-person meetings can now be accomplished from the safety and comfort of your own home. This is especially important for high-risk individuals. Personally, I work in the funeral and cemetery industry, and this has been a godsend between Zoom and signing technology. We've been able to keep business going. So it's been a real help in this situation. So let's see how we get started. Zoom works on many devices: Windows PCs, Macs, smartphones, tablets, with some interfaces and featured distinctions. among devices. You can download desktop software. You can run it from the zoom.us site. You can also join or host a meeting from there. You can get the iOS and Android app from their respective app stores. You can also participate in the call through the web, but that allows, there's some limited functionality, such as scheduling one-time meetings or recurring meetings. Usually you won't need an account to join or participate in a Zoom meeting. However, you must sign up to host your own conference. You may also have to register to participate in webinars or other seminars, such as the event today. And some hosts can restrict access to people who have created an authorized profile under Zoom for safety issues, and that we'll be covering that later. To sign up, visit zoom.us/sign up. Keep in mind that you'll need decent connectivity when doing this. There's several versions of Zoom. There's a free and a premium paid version. With the free account, you can host a meeting with up to 100 participants or hold unlimited one-on-one gatherings, but such meetings are limited to 40 minutes. After that, people can sign back in or have another host start a meeting, but that's kind of a bit of a hassle. So let's cover how we can join a Zoom session. After an invitation, such as the one you received for today's event, arrives via email or text, you can click on the link provided. In the body of the message, you'll be prompted to download the Zoom or launch the app in your browser or app, and then you just choose to join the meeting with or without video. The host hasn't started the meeting yet. You'll have to wait on hold. Use the time to test your sound and audio settings, which is very important because you don't want to end up in a situation where you're muted and you need to be talking. So typically through the system's internal microphone and speaker, depending on the system. This setup I have right now has a external microphone. As part of the test, Zoom will play an audio tone and record your voice, and you will know something is off if you can't hear the voice or hear the tone or your voice. This is the screen for the testing the audio. Also, a video preview window will open up, and it will allow you to check your lighting and make sure everything looks good and you don't have anything behind you that would be distracting. You may reach the platform in other ways too. If you're attending a Zoom webinar such as today, you click on this link provided by the sponsor's website. You can also join directly from the Zoom application. It'll show up on your meetings tab to check any scheduled events that you may have signed up associated with your account and join at the appropriate time. Some meetings also require a passcode. There's been, we'll talk about that later, but there's been issues with security on Zoom meetings. This is an example from today's event where there's a passcode that was provided. Meetings can be joined by phone using the teleconferencing number as well on this screen, for example, if you do not have access to a computer or a smartphone. Some people will struggle with hearing as well, so make sure you have a high quality audio feed or microphone. While you can control the conditions on your side, you have to do the best to ensure the signal you're sending is strong. That's why I have an external microphone here to make sure we have the best quality sound available. There's headphones as well. I have some external headphones, but it's always best to have a corded situation set up like this one, so you don't run into any technical issues. So let's go to how will you see people? There's two options available. There's a speaker and a gallery view. The speaker view will constantly keep you on the person that's talking, and gallery will show everybody that's participating in an event. On a laptop, the control to toggle between these views is between the Zoom's Windows top right corner. On a tablet, the control is on the upper left. You may have to gently tap the screen to see it. You'll see all the participants' live feeds if they've enabled their camera. In the absence of video, you'll see a dark rectangle with the person's name and or initials or whatever they put in there for a name. One of the things that we talked about earlier was about muting your microphone. You don't want a lot of background noise while you're talking, so there's the mute button. If you're not planning to speak, yes, I recommend you mute your microphone. This is especially key if you're sharing space with other people or animals. I've been on a number of calls where the UPS drivers come to the door and the dogs start going crazy because of the ringing doorbell. So just be careful on being unmuted. There's also an issue as well, being muted and when you're trying to talk. So press the mute button when you're not speaking. I think that mute button's everyone's friend. You've caught the story. There was one last week that Prime Minister Johnson had to remind Chancellor Merkel to mute herself when she accidentally interrupted the G7 meeting. So it can happen to all of us, world leaders or volunteers. You'll have some interruption. So the microphone is muted when a red slash appears on the top of the microphone icon, as in the example on the screen. Remember to tap or click the icon to unmute when it's time for you to pipe up. Also to note, hosts have the power to mute all the participants, especially in webinar situations such as this. To be recognized by a speaker in a webinar situation, you can also tap or raise the hand icon, which is under the participants section, and you can raise your hand if you have a question, or in a situation where everybody's not muted, you can get the host's attention. So let's see, how do we host a Zoom meeting? So this is the Zoom desktop application. Just make sure the application's installed and enter your account credentials to host a meeting. Select new meeting, which is the orange icon on the screen, and it shows that it's going to start the meeting without video on. There's an option with the little caret that you pull down to start it with video. And it starts an instant meeting. So if you want video, turn it on. If not, you don't have to have it on. Click the participants to invite contacts or others via email and text, and to arrange a call for a later time, click or tap the schedule button, which is the blue icon towards the bottom left-hand side of the screen, and choose when the meeting will occur. And among other options, determine who needs to invite. The invitees will need a password. When you're in the event or the conference, there's a chat option. We have a chat option going right now for the panelists, and it's a way to communicate and have a conversation, type questions or comments, and you can also direct them to individuals. Be careful though, because there is one-to-one comments seen by people that are sending the message. The host can also download the transcripts for the whole event. So avoid snide comments, especially in the everyone and the public chats. You just want to be safe about what you post on the chat. So after you hit the share button, choose what you want to share, which is this example on this slide. If you need to collaborate on something such as a picture, documents, video, you could share this is a PowerPoint that I'm sharing right now. You can share your computer screen's contents. For security reason, the host can also prevent users from sharing their screen. And we'll discuss that further later. One of the cool things that I found is, let me stop this for a second. And you'll see people doing this is changing their background.
Oh, here we go.
You can swap your background for a virtual Zoom background. Popular features not only to prevent peers from seeing your messy house, but also is fun to use. You could choose a video, you can use a still image, you can take advantage of a green screen if you have one equipped. You can, if you're doing an event, you can have an event branded background, such as one that we have for today. And it's so on your computer, you click the little caret, the up arrow to the next to the video, and click on that and select the choose virtual background option. On a mobile device, you can see the feature nested under the three little dots that say more. Either way, you can have many background choices. If you do a search on Google, I went and did a search this morning, and there was a ton of different creative options, from Seinfeld to Simpsons to business backgrounds, library photos. So one of the things that I brought up several times is Zoom secure. Alas, uninvited guests have crashed the party and made vulgar, inappropriate comments in meetings. Intrusion is known as Zoom bombing. Hosts can reduce the likelihood of such a hack by controlling the screen sharing and mute settings and enabling the waiting room. The waiting room allows the participants to be held in a section, and then the host will let them in so they can check the list of who's being allowed into the room. Taking these events will help prevent unwanted folks entering the meeting without the host permission. There was just a recent example that was on the news a few nights ago of during a church service, some group of somebody went in there and was just trying to cause trouble. So Zooming can have a positive impact on your relationship, but bad Zoom meetings can, put a damper on the situation. And it's been very helpful, as I said, to my work situation, and hopefully it's helped other people in our clubs to keep communication going. And other than that, I want to thank you for your time and attention today.